Hello, YouTubers. Welcome to PDINA'. Hope you're doing well today. Thank you so much for being with me here. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. It's free. All right, what are we talking about today? Well, Harry and Meghan seem to be showing that their Netflix deal is not going so well. And it looks like they're trying to run off to be with Paramount, right? That's going to be a big problem, and I'm going to tell you why. Let's get into it. Now, before I get into my story for today, I just wanted to talk about briefly how Meghan cannot read a room. This is a woman who, her narcissism is just so thick. It's so thick. She can't read a room. She can't seem to understand how other people can perceive her because she's so caught up in her own stank. It's like she just keeps smelling everything that is about her, and she's not willing to see that perhaps maybe, you need to look outward, to look to other people to see how you should perceive yourself. And a couple of these instances are from when we remember, Otis, yeah, that was a while ago. We remember when she was at Wimbledon and she had all the seats around her cleared out. Wouldn't you think, how would this look? How would it look if I were sitting here at this tennis match and I had all the seats cleared out around me? That'd make you look like a fool. And it would embarrass the royal family so much so that they had Catherine come with her the next time to Wimbledon to kind of show her how to behave. Yes, Catherine had to hold her hand and to show her, we talk to the people and we sit down and we act like we're getting along because they think we're not getting along. Like, Catherine had to show her how to not act like you're stuck up and that you think you're all that. Catherine was the one that did that for her. Because this woman shows up, acts out, and then she thinks people are taking pictures of her when they're not, and had her security go and confront people to say she's not working. Stop taking pictures of her. Come to find out, when they went to confront the people, they weren't even taking pictures of her. This is the level of narcissism we are dealing with. It is very thick and dangerous. Very thick and dangerous. Or the time when she showed up at the Texas school shooting town of Uvalde. Had nothing to do with the people of this town. Never went there to visit, doesn't have a school there, doesn't know the people there, but she showed up. And she placed flowers to show how sorry she was, and then brought her own crew to film her, showing sympathy for a bunch of children who were murdered. And not even being there really in legitimate reasoning while being there, showing up to get attention to help her and her brand, not being there for the children, and just showing up in a way that is so pretentious and disgusting. This is the problem we have. And I'm going to tell you, this is why she and her husband will never find success. Success will never come to them because they have no humility, and Meghan cannot read a room. So much so, she turns up to this premiere in Jamaica. First of all, it was reported that she showed up to get last-minute seats to this event. She wasn't invited. Her PR company was able to help her get tickets to go there and, fly on this private jet with the Paramount executives, and just showed up to something where she overly dressed. She dressed like she was going to the Grammys or to Emmy Awards. And this premiere was not the premiere to show up dressed overly like she was. Because she's not really there for the moment of Bob Marley, this film. She's there to get attention on herself. She's never really there truly for the reason of the said event that she's at. It's all evolving around her, and what would this look like? Talking to the Prime Minister. who doesn't like the royals or who doesn't want the monarch to be a part of his country. Or, showing up to place flowers on a bunch of dead children, not really caring about the dead children, but what it looks like for me that I look compassionate and caring. Not showing up to be there for her friend at the Wimbledon game to really root her friend on, but how does it look that I'm actually here and I had all the seats surrounded because I'm all that and a tic-tac. I'm doing what I want to do and I don't care what it looks like. I have all the seats around me made empty because I don't want peons sitting around me. I'm not a peon. This woman can't read a room to save her life. And I think it happened again. Yes, I do. I think it happened again. Let's take a look at this picture. Now, this is a picture where they were sitting down in the 8th row at the film premiere of the Bob Marley film, One Love. And they did not even get to sit in the VIP section. They didn't even sit in the section where they had water bottles already for people. They had the bad seats because this was a last minute thing that they decided to do to, thumb up to the royals who were going or getting a lot of press around their illnesses. Catherine being in the hospital, the king getting ready to have his surgery for this prostate issue. And Meghan wanted to do something to top them off for people to start talking about her. So she shows up in this, unplanned event, gets really bad seats as she should have. And then I think she had the seats behind her cleared out. Because you can see in this photo, her security guard sitting behind her, and then next to the security guard and behind him, the seats are empty. So what did she do? I think she had it done again. I think when she saw her seats, she wanted to not have people sitting in those seats. Now, I cannot confirm this, but this is exactly what it looks like because all the other seats are taken. Why are not the seats that are right behind her not filled? Why are there no people in these seats? I think she had it done again. So a person like Meghan will never find success because people are going to be on to her. The more she does this, the more her image and her reputation will precede her. People are going to be on to her and they're going to know, don't you bring that Meghan girl and her husband. Don't bring them. We don't want them here because she's going to cause problems. And I think she caused problems that night, too. So getting back to that night with the Prime Minister, Andrew Holness. So he ended up coming out and realizing after all the coverage that he got with Harry and Meghan, he was like, oh, wait a minute. I think I'm in the middle of something nasty. Why are all these reports coming out showing me when I was with Catherine and William and now showing me with Harry and Meghan, and the conflict between what I said when I was with Catherine and William to what I am doing now with Harry and Meghan with these photo ops? He saw that there was a problem and that he was caught in the middle of it, and he did not like that. So he came out and he spoke, and he said, Andrew Holness said that he was unsuspecting that he would be thrown into the center of a publicity outcry after meeting with Harry and Meghan. And I almost have to wonder, well, did you know or did you not know? I mean, you didn't know that Harry and Meghan left the monarchy and all the, you are a country that is still, has the monarchy. So I just don't know that he would not be aware of the conflict between William and Harry and their wives and all of this. But okay, let's give him the benefit of the doubt. So that's one of those things where I think Harry and Meghan were kind of called out because then they could see the motives of Harry and Meghan showing up like, surprise, we want to be here. And then he's like, okay, come be here. We'd love to have you. More attention on us. But then being unsuspecting that there is a reason why she did it. She didn't just show up to show up. She showed up because it was going to put attention on her and do something very nefarious to hurt the other royals in the United Kingdom. And that's what he found out. This is what the Prime Minister ended up finding out. And this is what most people will end up finding out about Harry and Meghan, that they're never really going to be about the cause or the issue that you want them to be there for. They're going to be there for other reasons that are going to benefit them, Harry and Meghan. There's no authentic reason why they would ever truly support something unless it benefited them. These are people that cannot be trusted because they are there for reasons that are going to help them. And I think the biggest sacrifice comes from people who do things despite the sacrifice it will cause them. Similar to Dr. King, knowing that him, speaking up for the rights of minorities, and then towards the end of his life, speaking up for equal wages for people who were not being paid fairly. He knew that speaking up was going to cost him his life. It was going to cost him to be this vocal about these very sensitive government issues. But he made the sacrifice because someone had to do it. And what Harry and Meghan failed to do is they think they can just do what they want and try to make themselves appear to be the blessings of all things without any sacrifice. I mean, we also heard Harry talking about being a victim. Even one of his friends called him out and said, no, you're not a victim. And even if you are a victim, you shut your mouth. Shut it up. Don't nobody want to hear it because you have way too much privilege to talk about being a victim. Shut your mouth. And that's the problem. They can't shut their mouths up. They can't just, take one for the team. They can't just, I just won't get what I want, or I'll just have to suffer because I really want to help these people. No, they don't do that at all. And I know because I've suffered and I've taken many for the team. So not to put myself into this, but that's what you do when you help people. You don't make it about yourself. And that's what Harry and Meghan do. That's what they will continue to do because they want this uber celebrity rich lifestyle that they're never going to get because they don't know how to make a sacrifice. They don't know how to be authentic and to really be there for other people in the most meaningful way. They can't do it. They'll never find it. And so this is what's happening now. Netflix is really ready to just kick them out the door. They're not really worth Netflix's time. And Paramount now is entertaining the possibility of working with Harry and Meghan because, they had this time on this private jet and, Meghan was like, we could do this for you. And you know what else we could do? We can do this and we can do that. Yeah, come on, because, that Netflix, they didn't want us to do the things that we wanted to do. But we can work with you, Paramount. And Paramount is thinking, okay, yeah, maybe I can work with y'all. Okay, what else you got? So they're entertaining the idea of working with Harry and Meghan. But this right here is the catch, y'all. This is the catch. Paramount is now saying the exact same thing that Netflix said. And I did a video on this. We want to see the children. We want to see what it's like behind those closed doors of yours. We want to see. And Harry and Meghan like, okay. I don't know if I want you to see life behind our closed doors or our children, but we can do this. And Paramount's like, We want the goods, just like Netflix wanted the goods. And this is the cycle they're in. They are going to find other entertainment streaming companies to listen to them, to see what they can do. But no one's really going to do what Harry and Meghan want, because what they want to do is not going to make them any money. They want the fly on the wall cameras. And they are now looking to do it maybe a little differently than how Netflix wanted to do it. So this is what they're thinking. They're thinking, well, perhaps maybe we can see you do some of your charity work, your unauthentic charity work. You're showing up being the perpetrators that you are. Okay. Then every once in a while, we want to see your children. We want to see you taking care of your children. We want to kind of see what your marriage is like. Can you give us a little bit of that? And that's the only way that they can really get a deal with Paramount. And that's the difference. I think Netflix wanted it all, but Paramount is willing to entertain a little bit of their work that they want to show people, their unauthentic work, their perpetration, essentially, because it is perpetration. And this is how they're going to leave for Netflix, and then they're going to go over to Paramount, allegedly. So we don't know for sure, but these are the talks that are happening. So at this point, it doesn't matter who you're with. It doesn't matter who gives a deal to Harry and Meghan. The reality is they're going to show up in the most unauthentic way, but they're going to also have to sell their children and their souls to get the money that they think they deserve. That is what's going to happen. And that will always be the story, no matter who you go to for a contract.